basis for the story is just the bonds of friendship. And within this story, you have two very strong women with Camilla and Lindley. You have a very compassionate woman with Sally, and you have a broken woman with Emily. And just how the bonds of friendship can bind people together and heal wounds that are there.
I immediately fell in love with the characters. I felt very protective over Emily. Lindley's the kind of character that you want to be your best friend because you want her to keep you from doing something really stupid. Cam is the character that would beat up all the bullies. And then Sally is the one that would pray for you and her once she did beat them all up. And it just, the characters of themselves, the way that they melted together, I just fell in love with them and was just amazed at the depth of the story.
It was an interesting process, casting always is, because that's always your biggest challenge. Because your film rests or succeeds or fails based on your cast pretty much.
The characters are so relatable. I mean, I know every one of those women. They're pretty much all in my family. So, you know, Sally was my grandmother, for hands down. So when she prayed, it almost made me tear up a little bit because I lost my grandmother last year.
Please take away her fear of the storm that's a-brewing.
I was very flattered by a minister at one point in my life to have been told that you are a peacemaker. And that has kind of stuck with me. And I feel that Sally is that person. She was one that always felt sorry for people, that always wanted to try to help them better themselves, always wanted to take them in and do what she could for them.
That's one thing my friend Norma Watson can't beat me out of knowing is a good recipe.
And then we found Kim. And it's funny because originally I thought of Lynn for Camilla and Kim for Sally. And then they flip-flopped, and we're both natural at those opposite roles.
Well, Cam, if a tornado's gonna get us, it's just gonna get us, and it ain't nothing we can do about it.
And stop saying that. You're gonna make it happen if you keep saying things like that.
It was a challenge for me to play Emily because our personal characteristics are different. But the whole time I was reading the book, I was reading as though I would be playing Lindley, but kind of wishing that I could be Emily.
Our engagement party had been 2 days before they were killed.
She was reading the book pretty much as I wrote it.
Yes.
She was reading the rough draft, fell in love with it. She does theater. She immediately messaged me and said, "Oh, we've got to turn this into a play. And I want to play Camilla," was her first. And then the more she read, she realized, no, I think I'm a natural Lindley. And so when the idea for the short film came up, she was the first one that we thought of.
He let you stay in the house?
She was like, you know, I really want to do this. I really want to make the trip there. And so that presented its own challenges, which some have addressed about trying to rehearse the cast, but we just knew that dynamic was going to work with Lisa. We even did one rehearsal with Skype, where she was connected via Skype to be there somewhat. So it's cool how technology, we were able to use that a little bit, and then she did fit in right as soon as she came, and I'm just glad that it, you know, we had that opportunity and took our time with it so she could be a part of it.
Can you tell us what that man did to you?
Well, what scene or what part of the book would we put in that make a short film? Because I was thinking about the book and I was thinking, man, it's kind of hard to try to pick, you know, just one small scene from this. So
I think that scene was the best scene just because it incorporated both the humor and the drama and the laughter and the sadness of the whole book. It was a pivotal scene where they were all, you know, in the book before this actual scene, everybody's wondering what has happened to this girl because she's not forthcoming with any information. And they finally get to the point where she feels comfortable enough to open up to them.
I have never felt more worthless. in my entire life.
I'm Jason's sister, so it was great to be able to share this with Jason, and also with my niece Hannah was there, and so it was great to work with family, and just like Lynn said, to feel like I've got a whole nother family. It's just it was wonderful.
I remember the first rehearsal I went to, and it was just like, it was good, and just seeing how everyone learned to work together with everything. They had a lot of hilarious moments, and it was entertaining.
One could pop up out of nowhere, Lindley. And what were you saying, Sally? I was saying. What? So, exactly what you saying?
Well, I was saying that.
Life really mimicked art, I felt, in that this group of people from vastly different backgrounds and lifestyles and places came together, and we became a little family, and it was just wonderful because I made all these new friends that I know they've got my back now and I've got theirs, and it's just neat how that was the theme in the book, but it happened in real life as well.
During filming and the hours that roll by, and they roll by quickly, but they do roll by, and it does become a little tiresome, and you all become slightly delirious.
No, but this last one for me just kind of...
It's sort of deadpan. That's
deadpan. But
Deadpan. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be?
this last one seemed just like the pan to me. I didn't...
Woo!
No, go back. Come on, okay.
I have been involved in theater for a long time. I've always wanted to be involved in a film and never had that opportunity before, so it was a dream come true.
Well, the first interesting thing was like a challenge of co-directing. I hadn't co-directed a film before. So I thought that worked really well. I thought we worked really well together as far as, because we didn't really have any major disagreements. There were a couple things that we would discuss about certain lines, maybe.
Little things.
There were more little things, but. Okay.
Ready?
Well, let's get the performance. I mean,
a good one.
You thought so?
That was a good one.
Oh, and you didn't?
No.
Everybody was nice to me. Speaking that, I didn't know a lot of them at first.
That's a really big accomplishment for me.
Women are stronger than they really believe that they are.
I think it's needed right now. I mean, there's not a lot of, women-based film out there, and I think it's a shame because everything I've read says we're the ones that go see the movies, so people ought to be listening to what we want to watch, and we want to see strong women characters.
It's a rich story that people will want to see, and they need to see it in a way. They need to see that it's not too late to recreate yourself. It's not too late to fix a mistake that has happened to you. It's not too late to forgive and to move on, and to bond with people that maybe you wouldn't have ever done that. And I think that's really a lot of what the story is about. As long as you hope, I think that there's a chance that you can find those things.
I know my phone's going to be ringing when this comes out. I accept that. I'm ready for it. What can I say? It's just part of life.
Yes, I think everyone should donate because this is a great cause, and because I was in it, or I was helping with it. No, not because of that, because of how hard everyone worked on it. Be the change you want to see in the world.
That's right.
Do you know him?